Issaquah is a quaint little town just east of Seattle, Washington, about 17 miles. It's beautiful, it's quaint, it has majestic trees, it has lots of hiking, but today we're going to talk about the reasons why you might not want to live in Issaquah, Washington. Stay tuned. Welcome to the Living in Bellevue, Washington channel. What's up? If you're new here, this channel is all about what it's like to live in and around Bellevue, Washington and surrounding suburbs. I tell you the up, down, left, right, what it's like to eat, breathe, and sleep in and around Bellevue, Washington. If you could please hit that like button, it lets anybody else who's looking for this information find it more easily. And if you hit that notification bell and the subscribe button, you'll be notified anytime I upload a new video to this channel. Issaquah is a gem of a town. It started as a mining, logging town, and it's kept to its roots fairly well. It was a long, slow growth. Probably in the last 20 years, it started to really expand. It's still a town of about 40,000 people, and I'll bring the map up here so that you can see. It's a little bit south and east of Bellevue, and it is about 17 miles due east by Highway I-90 of downtown Seattle. So reason number one why Issaquah, Washington might not be the best place for you to live is the weather. When I first moved here from the Midwest, the weather was really something I had to learn to deal with, and there are ways to deal with it. But if you are looking to come here because of the beautiful forests and the hiking and the outdoor lifestyle, keep in mind that the weather is one of the big opponents that you're gonna have to deal with. Summertime is tolerable, but not super warm. We have our heat on generally until about June, and summer doesn't get terribly hot. Temperatures are probably in the 70s and 80s. Not all houses here have air conditioning. That is becoming a little bit more standardized, but summer weather, long days, not terribly warm. Even in the summer, you probably have to layer your clothes because in the morning it can be quite cool. Fall, winter, and spring are quite wet. Not only are they quite wet, Seattle is known for its gray skies. And when I say gray skies, it can be deep and dark, and the days are already short in the winter. Your kids will go to school in the dark. They will come home off the bus in the dark. Gray skies, that low ceiling of clouds is really something that weighs heavily on a lot of people, myself included. A lot of people get SAD lights, the seasonal affective disorder lights, because it can really mess with your mood. Temperatures generally don't go below freezing in the Issaquah area, unless of course you're higher up on the mountains, but the clouds is something you're going to have to deal with probably from October through May. I already told you we have our heat on until probably June, mid-June. On top of the dark clouds, we have a lot of rain. There will be flooding. Flooding can prohibit kids from getting to school. It can cause sinkholes. It can cause traffic. While we don't normally get significant rainfall, most of the rain we get in the Seattle area, I like to compare it to a drizzle, a constant, never-ending drizzle. You go to the store, you come out, everything you do is going to be in the rain. The snow is also becoming a bigger obstacle. The last few years we've been getting quite a bit more, and while it looks beautiful on our tall green evergreen trees, I'm sure you've seen lots of beautiful photos of the forest in the snow. The snow is quite an obstacle. The terrain here, the trees, they don't do so well with the snow, so when there is snow, everything pretty much shuts down. The stores will be closed, the gas stations will be closed, school will be closed, so you'll have to deal with your children at home. Not that that's terrible, but that is an obstacle. And we have a lot of power outages when the snow comes because of the effect that it has on the environment. So keep that in mind if you're thinking about coming to Issaquah, Washington. If that is not how you want to live, then don't move to Issaquah, Washington. I remember when I was a kid, I used to go out when the snow fell. It would be quiet and peaceful and calm and almost completely silent. It was something I really enjoyed. When you go out in the snow in Issaquah, you will often hear the drone of generators. Many people have a generator hooked up to their house or a backup generator that can be hooked up to their house when the snow comes, because it is not terribly uncommon for us to lose power. If you have a medical condition, if you have a need for constant electrical power, you need to take that into consideration. So overall, the weather brings you mild temperatures, sunshine, but it also brings you gray, rain, snow, windstorms, down trees, and power outages. That's a whole lot of stuff to take into consideration. So I always thought I would be a runner one day, you know, go out, go for a jog, but where I lived, you had to run down the hill to run up the hill, to go down a hill to run up a hill, and I could just never bring myself to it. So reason number 2 why you may not like Issaquah, Washington is all of the hills. We are surrounded by 3 mountains, foothills. We have Cougar Mountain, Squawk Mountain, Tiger Mountain, and I'm gonna show you the map right here. We are surrounded by hilly terrain. In the summer, that's fine, but it is gonna make you have to replace your brakes much more frequently than you did if you lived somewhere very flat. And when the rain or the snow comes, the hills, the terrain becomes a much bigger obstacle yet again. I actually had an accident because on wet leaves, I slid into a guardrail, not going very fast, and my car didn't have much damage, but nothing you can do about it. Just be careful. The water is out there 6 months out of the year on the roadways. Certain roadways can be more treacherous when the rain comes, and snow, like I said, this is not a flat terrain. When the snow comes, the hills are very, very dangerous. It doesn't matter if you're braking, if you're facing downhill, you're gonna keep on sliding. So if you do not like the fact that you could be confined to your house for a day or 2 or 3 days, or a week even because of snow, Issaquah might not be the place for you. Reason number 3 why you might not enjoy Issaquah, Washington is traffic. Traffic. And I know traffic is building up just about everywhere. Here in Issaquah, we have I-90, which is the main highway that bisects Issaquah, and it runs east-west through Issaquah, through probably the top quarter portion of Issaquah, and it is a great freeway to be in close proximity to because it gets you where you're going quickly. That's fantastic. However, 3/4 of Issaquah sits to the south of I-90, and there are 2 roadways that you can take to get to I-90. So if you are living in the southern portion of Issaquah, traffic can be a bear. We have 900, and again, I'm gonna put a map up here. We have 900 that runs north-south to I-90, and many people take that traffic. It is a 2-lane road that goes through the woods, and it can be slow, it can be a dead stop, it can be moving fine, but it is a thick forested road, so you are constantly in the dark on that road, and if there is an accident, it is a dead stop. Front Street, which runs through downtown Issaquah, also turns into Issaquah Hobart Road running north-south, and that is the 2nd avenue to get to I-90. And that road is also the same problem. It is a 2-lane road. It can be very, very busy during peak travel times. Reason number 4 would be perhaps lack of job opportunities. While we do have 2 Microsoft buildings down here in Issaquah, known better as Microsoft Sammamish, I think Building 5 and Building 6, we have Siemens Healthcare, we have the Costco headquarters, we have a few other big corporations. If you're looking for a lot more job opportunity, particularly in the tech industry, you might be better suited to Redmond, Bellevue, or Kirkland. If you are looking for proximity to your job, there's less opportunity. Like I said, Issaquah has recently grown into a more urban, suburban area, but they still lack some of the opportunities that some of the bigger local towns afford us. Reason number 5 why Issaquah, Washington might not be the thing for you. Some people enjoy dinner and a drink after work. Some people enjoy watching a movie at home. Some people like to go out and cut in the rug. They want to go out and go dancing. Issaquah has very little in regards to nightlife. There are no dance clubs, there are no discos, there are a couple of small bars that offer live music. Rolling Log Tavern is one. I think they're open till 2 a.m. They have some live music. Vino Bello on Front Street also offers some live music and a little bit of dancing. It is not going to be a club atmosphere. Other than that, Issaquah has a few different areas. The Highlands has some shopping. Gilman Village has some shopping. Front Street has some shopping. There are some very unique, artistic, boutique style shops. Otherwise, Issaquah has mostly big box stores. We have Target, we have Marshalls and Home Goods, Home Depot, Fry's, QFC grocery stores. You're not going to find a lot of shopping. If you're looking for a mall, you're going to have to go to another nearby town in order to scratch that itch. Last but not least is cost of living. Issaquah is quite reasonable if you compare it to Seattle or Bellevue or Kirkland. If you are coming from somewhere out of state, Issaquah is still going to be considered quite high when you look at the cost of living. Housing in downtown Seattle, there's quite a few, let's call them stacked townhomes, condos, apartments, single family residences. You can find quite a bit of that in Issaquah Highlands as well. Pricing on the very, very low end is going to be about $600,000 to $700,000. Housing available on the market right now is going for about $4 million. If you are looking for lakefront property, which we do also have some of that, you're going to be going even higher in price. Overall, across the board, Issaquah is going to be more expensive than most of the towns and cities you are coming from. However, it is, I believe, the 10th most expensive place to live in the state of Washington. So we are not at the top in Issaquah, and you can really find some beautiful, reasonable houses in this area. So now you have heard it all, the good, the bad, the ugly, well, mostly the ugly today. But if you are still thinking about moving to Issaquah, Washington, if you want to explore some of the other suburbs or some of the other areas in the Pacific Northwest, please pick up the phone, get on my calendar link, do whatever it takes, get a hold of me, my team. We're here to help you. We're looking forward to helping you get settled here in the Pacific Northwest.